Right guys, let's get cracking. So we're going to do a lot of body mobilisation, stretching, and we'll see where we go. A little bit of Pilates as well, so we're going to focus on core strength and building that nice kind of powerhouse through the middle. So if we just start simple, because simple is a good place to start, especially on a Wednesday. So come into your feet, you're going to place, I'm going to turn side on so you can see what my body's doing. You're going to place both of your feet directly below your hips. So you've got hip distance apart through the feet. Now if you look down at your toes, you're going to take a little rock just forwards onto the ball of the foot and then back onto the heel. So we just start to spread the toes and lift the heels. Good. Now it's super important to get your body mobilised, so we're going to start nice and easy and work our way in. Good, so relax this down, take a soft bend in the knee and relax your shoulders. Lovely. From here you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. You're going to round your shoulders forwards. You're then going to take a little tiny forward fold. So just letting the hands come just past the knee. We're then going to draw the body up. We're going to lift the arms overhead to take a big stretch. Good, go again. So relax the arms down first, tuck the chin, round the shoulders. Halfway down with your fold. Lovely. Take a breath in, lift it all the way up to the top. Good, keep going. So tuck the chin, round the shoulders, halfway forward fold. Take a breath in, reach up to the top. Lovely. Let's do two more. So tuck the chin, round the shoulders, halfway fold, pull it up to the top. Take a breath in to lift. One last one, just halfway. Good, now this time when you lift it up, we're going to take a side bend from one side to the other. So we drop the arm, we reach over, and then we switch to the other side. So you're now coming into the side of your body. Lovely. Now as you do this, I would like you to think about your feet. So I'd like both sides of your feet grounded down so that you're stable through your lower body. Lovely. Let's take 4 more, making sure that we're even. 3 more. Feeling that nice big stretch. 2 to go. Surprised I'm not hitting the light. 1 last one. Excellent. Then hold it in the centre. Now coming into the legs. So you're going to send the weight back into the heels. You're going to let the arms drift forwards and then push it up to the top. So it's a very gentle squat back and lift up to the top. So we let the arms float forwards and back. Good. Now try to squeeze your bum as you come through, just so we're supporting the body as we lower and as we lift. Good. Give me 4 more. Excellent. Don't worry too much about where you're going in terms of depth. Just make sure the knees track over the toes. Good. 1 last one. And relax. Lovely. Relax the shoulders. Good. Now this time we're going to fold a little bit further. So now coming into your lower back and into your hamstrings. So we tuck the chin, we round the shoulders, we soften the knees, we lift the belly, and we relax the body all the way down. Good. So fully forward fold. Keep the knees soft. Let the arms have a little shake. Take some nice deep breaths. Good. Now let the weight shift forward. So into the ball of the foot, you're getting a slight lift through your heel. This allows you to tip your hips up to lengthen your hamstrings a little more. Good. Flat back extension. So press the hands to the shins. Draw the belly in. Draw the chest forward. Slide the shoulders back and away from the ears. Take a really tight brace up through your abdominals here. In and out. Good. In. And on your exhale, forward fold. Let the body relax. Take a nice deep breath, then roll up through your vertebrae. So piece by piece till your shoulders come back and down. Good. From here, coming into the feet, so you're going to take the weight onto one side. You're going to tuck the toes under. So we're stretching the front of the foot. Here I'd like you to apply a little pressure downwards to get that big release through the front of the foot, and it will be reasonably intense. So breathe. If you need to hold on to the wall, by all means. Good. Shift the weight and then switch sides. So tuck the toes under. Lovely. Good. Right, now change your foot position. So step your legs a little wider. So we have a mid stance. So I would say that your heels are going to be wider than your hips. Your toes are turning out and your heels in. So soft bend in the knee, tuck the chin to the chest. Now round the shoulders once more. And as you fold all the way down, just let your arms come through the centre. So we are now relaxed into a mid stance forward fold. Bring the hands to the elbows. Now lift your belly right up and take a little rock over your left leg, over your right leg. So this will release you into your hamstrings and also your lower back. Good, let it be nice and gentle. Lovely, then let the hands go. Now flat back extension once more. So press the hands to shins, draw the chest forward, squeeze the shoulders back. So you're aiming to flatten your spine. Big tight brace up through your abdominals, so we are supporting the back. Good, breathe. 3, 2, and roll it up to the top. Lovely, guys. Right, bring the feet back underneath the hips. Second lot of sitting back, this time with an optional balance challenge. So you've got two ways you can do this. Either feet under hips, taking a little sit back and then lifting up as you did before. Option 2, coming into your balance now, bracing your core a little more. You're going to sit back and then as you lift, you're going to let the heels lift also. So we come down into the heels, we then come up to test the balance. So go nice and slowly. Letting the arms drift forwards and up and then back as you lift. Good, let's do 6 more. Lovely, so concentration really comes into play here. So I would focus your eye gaze on something still, brace your belly a lot, and then think of coming straight up. So when you come up, you are bracing your belly and bracing your bum. Lovely. When you've done your 6, we're going to come down to the hands and knees. Good, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide and then just get comfortable. Good, now coming into the back. So as usual, drop the belly, let the eye gaze look straight ahead. Now take a look over each shoulder. So you start to release through your neck. Good, keep the belly dropped, keep the chest pulling forwards. Excellent, now come through the middle, tuck the chin all the way to the chest, push through the hands, round into the upper back. Now here, you're going to wiggle your shoulders and your hips from the left to the right. So we are massaging out through the spine. Lovely. Now I'd like you to put it back into neutral. From here, take your hands the furthest away you can whilst keeping your hips where they are. And then drawing your belly in, you're going to relax your chest and perhaps your forehead down to the ground. So we start to feel that nice stretch through the upper body. Now here, encourage length in your back by thinking that your chest is coming forwards and your hips are going back. Welcome. Good, lift the chest up just enough to thread an arm through. So coming into that rotation onto the side of the face. You use the top shoulder to draw back and the underneath shoulder wiggles through. Try to square the hips. You don't want to let them rock to one side. Lovely, guys, switch sides. So press the hand down, take the arm through, come onto the underneath shoulder. Lovely, come back. Awesome. Right, opening into the hips. So it's 3 movements on each side and you're going to alternate from one side to the other. So the knee is coming out to the side, the toes up to the ceiling, and then the knee to the nose. So I'm going to alternate. So take a look and then join in when you're ready. So starting with whichever side you fancy, you're going to open and close, lift and lower. and then round it through and lower down. So out to the, run out of space already. Out to the sides, up to the ceiling, and then knee to nose and lower. I'm gonna turn around, guys. Good, so it's an open, close, lift, lower, knee to nose and reset. So we're opening the hip, then we're activating the glutes, and then we're releasing into the back. Good, so open, close, lift, lower, knee, and release. Keep yourself moving nice and steady, nice and controlled. Good, so hip mobility is super important. In fact, mobility through all of the body is super important, as we well know. So let yourselves keep going, keep it nice and controlled. Good, one more each side, please. Making sure you are even on both sides, because we don't want to be wonky. Lovely. When you've done your last one, place the legs down. So you're bringing your hands back under your shoulders and your knees back under your hips. Then again, drop the belly, lift the chest. Now start to take a little rock forwards and back. Good, so taking it back as far as feels comfortable and forwards as far as feels comfortable. Awesome, guys. So we're just shifting the weight here. Coming into the wrists and then easing off. Good, draw the belly up and then start to sit back and forwards. So now coming into the upper back. Good, couple more. Lovely, and then tuck your toes. Make it so you can see my feet. Now 2 options, either push the weight back here and stay down low to stretch the back of the foot, or harder, more intense option is to sit yourself up on your heels. So when you're sat like this with your toes tucked under, you're getting that big release through the toes and through the back of the foot. You can ease yourself up if it feels too much, but if you can, keep the weight backwards and down, and then just try to relax your upper body, because I know it feels tender. Good, just breathe nice and steady. Lovely. Awesome, ease it off. Good, so untuck the toes, place the feet flat to the ground. Lovely. And now let's start to come into the abs. So from a kneeling stance to begin. From here, you're aiming to get your back as straight as possible. So we need to think of bracing the belly and tucking the hips under slightly so that your lower spine stays long. If you find that you struggle with being on your hands because of your wrists, you're more than welcome to come onto your forearms. That works just as well. From here, the toes are going to tuck under, and it's a tiny little lift and lower. So keeping the chin tucked to the chest, you're going to push through the base of the hand. You're going to lift the knees, hover them off the ground, drawing the belly in nice and tight. You're then going to lower down slow and relax. So the moment you lift off, your abs are engaged. So you're thinking of crunching your rib cage towards your hips. You pause there and then you lower. So it's a lift and a lower to target your abdominals. Lovely, guys. Now I'm going to turn the mat so that you can see what the rest of my legs are doing for when we advance this move. So let yourself do 4 more for me and then just relax completely. Sitting yourself up to give your wrists a little break. So just give the wrists a roll when you've done your 4. Good. And if you like, you can press the back of the hands together to stretch the wrists from there. Lovely. Now, advancing that, if it felt okay, this is your harder option. So take a look. You're still on your hands and knees. So you're still hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Now you're going to lift, hold, take the leg back, bring it in, take the leg back, bring it in, then lower down slow. So it's a lift and hold, step, pull it in, step, pull it in, lower down and release. Good. Now this will give you more challenge in terms of your abdominals. So it just forces you to stabilize a little more as you step in, then lower down slow. So we lift, right, left, and lower down slow. Good. 4 more. Important thing to remember when you're doing this is you're still trying to balance something on your back. So you don't want your hips to rock too much. You don't want your shoulders to rock too much. You are stable from the center, which is keeping your hips and your shoulders nice and level. Lovely. When you've done your 4th one, we're going to come straight down to the ground, relaxing onto the belly. Good. And then just give the hips a little wiggle. Excellent. Right, stretching out through the abs. So with your legs nice and wide, so you've got a good stable base, you're going to bring your elbows in line with your shoulders. So we're just going to draw the shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to start with the head down. Now press through your hands, press through your hips, roll your body all the way up to the top, drop the shoulders, push through the hips, and then roll the body all the way down and go again. So what we're looking for here is a really tight brace of your bum. That's going to support your back. We're looking for a nice relaxed shoulder. We then lift the belly to lower ourselves down with just as much control. So you're peeling up and then rolling back down. Good. 4 more. If you want to also release your neck, you may like to look over each shoulder at the top. Then roll it back down slow. 3 more. Lovely, guys. 2 more. Good. One last one. Got a really tight back. Come through the middle and relax it down. Good. Now here, rest the head to the hands. Let both the legs lift. Toes are going to point, and then we're going to let the legs rock from one side to the other. So make sure that your knees stay wide. As you bring the foot through the middle, you're releasing into that hip. So we've got a little bit of hip mobility on the go. Good. One side to the other. Try to relax your upper body. Excellent. This will also pull into your lower back as well. Lovely. Couple more. Awesome. Then release. Let the legs come closer together. Bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. And we'll go for the second one through of our abdominal hold. So plank variation, again, coming to the top of your mat, exactly where you were before. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the toes. We lift up, we step back, we step in, we step back, we step in, we lower down and relax. Now, if you've got a grasp of this and you've got control, you may like to go 1, 2, now 3, and 4, then lower down. So you choose. You can either do once on each leg, or you can do twice on each leg, just so that you're holding for a little bit longer to make it a little bit more challenging. So see where you want to go. So we've either got 1 or 2. Keeping your belly nice and tight and your eye gaze down. Good. Minimalising the shift if you need to. When you rest, you can always push back into a narrow child's pose to take the pressure out of your shoulders before you go again. But make sure that we are not rushing, because when you rush, it's very hard to control. Do you know what? I'm going to release into child's pose in the middle. Good, do one last one for me. Good, when you've done your last one, slide your hips up and back into your downward dog. Soften the knees and then pedal push it through. So just releasing into your calves. Good, when you're in this position, you want to aim the chest towards the legs. And then you can linger with the heel down to really accentuate that calf stretch. So to get the most out of the lower leg, you just linger for a little bit longer. Good, couple more. Also, and then slowly drop onto the knees, untuck the toes, come back onto the belly and relax. Lovely, now we reverse it. So toes to the ceiling, let the legs rock from one side to the other. So opening back up into the hips. Good, now this time pause for a little longer. So as the foot presses in, you're pausing to really open up into that side. You may add a tiny little pulse to get a little bit deeper. Good. Lovely, guys. Awesome, let the legs go. Coming into the back. So again, exactly where you were before. Elbows wide of your mat, slightly behind your shoulders. Make sure you feel central. Draw the shoulders back. Squeeze the butt nice and tight so the hips stay low. Roll it up to the top. Press through the base of the hand. Look over each shoulder. Good, come through the middle. Roll it down slow. And go again. So we peel up, look over each shoulder, through the center, and roll it down slow. Good. I'd like 2 more. Lovely. One last one. Good. When you've done your last one, relax. Excellent. We're going to turn over and come onto our backs. So flip yourself around. You can do a little turn of my mat. Come onto your back. And as soon as you're there, hug your knees into your chest. So hugging the knees into the chest, we're going to take a little side to side movement just to release through the spine. I'm just using my laptop to check that you can still see me because it's very hard to see from my phone. So draw the knees into the body, take a little rock from one side to the other. Good, now this massages out your back. So you're getting that nice curve in your lower back. Lovely, then slide your knees into a tabletop position. So sticking with the hips and the abdominals. So you're going to need to make sure that your hips tip under so that as your knees come over your hips, your lower back is rested into the ground. Now we're going to alternate. So each leg is doing 2 movements this time. It is a open and a close, a lower and a lift. So we come side and centre, away and centre. So you might like to bring your fingertips to your hip bones. I will tell you for why. Because it's useful to be mindful that your hips are trying to stay still. So when your hips are staying still, you're noticing that you need to activate a lot more through your front body, so through your abdominals, to get you to stabilise. Good. You can tell this is kicking in because I'm talking slower. I've just used my abs, guys, in my upper body workouts. They're feeling a bit tender, if I'm honest. Good, keep going. As the toe dips away, make sure that your lower back does not lift. Good, one more each side. Is it slow? Is it controlled? Hopefully, yes and yes. When you've done your last one, slide your toes together, your knees wide, and then reach your hands through to your feet and push your knees open with your elbows to find that gentle release through the hips and through the inner thighs. You may like to take a little rock. Or slightly more of a stretch, you're going to hook the hands to the feet. You open the feet up to the ceiling to come into happy baby. And then again, you may also like to take a little rock. Good, now this is nice because it really opens you up through the hips. It also releases you through your lower back and it pulls just a little bit into your hamstrings. Good, just lifting the belly in so we've got a little bit of space to work with. Lovely, bring the legs together. Close the knees up, place the feet towards the ground. Good, make sure that your legs are parallel. Now varying it up, we're going to come into a bridge. So rolling through the spine to release the vertebrae and then bracing your bum to find that power through the glutes. So it's a tuck of the chin. You then tuck your hips under to peel your lower back, middle back, upper back, all the way off the ground. At the top, press through the feet a lot so that you feel like your bum is really braced to hold you there. The knees stay parallel. We then roll down the same way. So now it's upper back, middle back, lower back, relax. Good, go again. So tuck the hips under, peel the body into your lifted bridge position so you look like a ski slope. And then roll it on down nice and slow. Good, now at the top, I'd like you to focus on this lift. So if your hips are tucked under, you've got this really big, powerful brace coming through the bum. Good, guys, take your time. So the slower you go, the more you'll be able to just be mindful of the bits of the body that you're working. Lovely, one more. Good, when you've done your last one, relax down. Now slide the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall wide. Good. So this is butterfly stretch. So it's very similar to where you just were. It's still releasing you into your inner thighs. Now it's coming a little bit into the hips. When I'm in this stretch, I like to just push my legs down a little bit to apply a tiny bit more pressure to encourage perhaps a deeper stretch than I had before, without forgetting to breathe. Good, now take your hands to your elbows and let your arms come overhead so we open up into the chest. Breathe in, steady. Good, couple more breaths. Lovely, now release. Excellent, now we're going to perform our bridges with this position. So it's a slight shift in dynamic. So you'll see as you go, you're going to press the soles of the feet together. You're then going to peel the body off of the ground, drawing the knees open at the top. We're now really bracing through the outside edge of the bum. Hold here for like 4 or 5 seconds. And then roll yourself down super, super slow. Let the legs relax. It also comes into your inner thighs. So again, peel the body off the ground, squeeze the bum, press the soles of the feet together. Good, then roll it down super, super, super slow. Lovely, at the bottom, everything relaxes. Keep going at your own pace. At the top, try not to flare your rib cage out. So try to pull your ribs down by really bracing through your centre. Lovely, guys, do 4. Oh. I'll tell you what, when you do a lot of these in a row, you really start to feel it. Good, 4. Keep it going. And 1, 2 more. Good. When you've done your 4th one, close the legs together. Place the feet to the ground. Lift the heels, lift the toes, draw them in. Take a little rock. Good, now releasing out into your back. So relax your arms wide, let the knees fall to one side. Let your eye gaze fall along your opposite arm. So your head is turning the opposite away from your legs, and this gives you a little release to your neck. Lovely. Now here, you want to envisage that your shoulders are down, so you're really opening up through your chest. You're getting this big release through your centre back, and also you're probably going to notice it a little bit in your glutes as well. You can use the same hand to legs, just to pull the legs down a little deeper if you wish. And breathe. Good, so the more you breathe, the more you can relax into position, the nicer it feels. Good, switch. Draw the knees in, and then let your eye gaze turn along your opposite arm. Lovely. Good, come back through the centre. Right, we're going to go back to the first move, and we're now just going to focus on the abdominals. So, starting with a bent leg, just to reset us. So the knees are coming back over the hips, the belly draws back in. One side at a time, you're going to dip the toe down and lift. So the shin will start and finish parallel to the ceiling. The moment you take the toe away is the moment that your abs start to feel it. Now, option for a little bit more is to reach your arms towards your feet and then peel your body into flexion. So you are now creating that curve through the middle, crunching your ribcage more towards your hips. If you notice that this puts pressure through your neck, relax it down. Good, 4 more, 3 more, 2 to go, 1 last one, and draw it in. Relax, take a little rock. Lovely guys. Right, same again. This time, if you want a harder option, straighten the legs and go for a straight leg lower and lift. So you take the toe away from you, you come up to the top. So the legs as straight as possible. Now here, you've given your body more to hold. So you might like to stay with this, or back to here, or flexion, lower, lift, lower, lift. Good. Choose wisely. I'm hitting my plants as you take my legs away. Just shuffle. Good, so don't rush. 2 more on each side. Good, 1 last one. When you've done the last one, toes to toes, reach the hands through, push the knees wide. Either stay or happy baby. Good, really nice guys. And then we'll just finish with a little release through our hamstrings. So take a little rock here. It feels good. Excellent. Then press the feet together towards the floor. Draw one knee in. Take hold behind the leg and lift it up into your hamstring stretch. Now the best way to deepen this is to slide your opposite leg away. You might then like to flex your foot and point your toes at the top, just to come into the ankle. You may also like to take a little roll. Good. Now the same leg that's lifted, you're going to bend the knee. You're then going to use the opposite arm to pull the knee across your body to release into your back and into your glutes. So your opposite leg must be nice and long so that you've got space to come into. Here, envisage drawing your belly up so you've got a nice big twist. Lovely, release, switch sides. So take that other leg, take it up to the top, find the hamstring stretch, choose to straighten the other leg away if you wish. Maybe we are flexing and pointing the foot or taking some rotations through the ankle. You choose. Good, when you're ready, bend the knee. Use the hand to draw the knee across your body to release into your back and glutes. Lovely, come back through the middle, hug the knees in, take a little rock and bring yourself up to a seated position. Good, so comfortable seated position, just maybe cross-legged or the soles of the feet together. And we're going to finish with the head and neck. So relax your arms, relax your shoulders, let the head tip from one side to the other. So you're bringing the ear across to your shoulder, without letting the shoulder lift. Good, one more. And then as you come back through the middle, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. And then let the eye gaze lift. And again, chin to chest. Eye gaze lifts. Two more. Good. And then bring your elbows in line with your shoulders to finish. Now this is in the back, so it's the neck and the back. So it's the tuck of the chin, the elbows pull in together. And then the elbows open back and the chest stretches. So tuck of the chin, cat stretch. And calf stretch. So we're finding flexion and extension in the back. Lovely, guys. Couple more. Good. When you've done your last one, relax the arms behind you. Now bring them through towards each other as much as you can to open the chest to finish. Just take some really nice deep breaths. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment or so. Good. If you want a little more, lace your hands together and then pull the arms up and away. Breathe. And release. Good. Roll the shoulders and give yourself a clap. Excellent job, guys. Well done. Thank you for joining me on Wednesday morning. Any questions, as always, you can put them in the comments, which I do try and take a look at, which I do take a look at afterwards, or you can always ping me a private message if you prefer. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a very good Wednesday, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.